Well, hello everyone. Once again, we are here in this magnificent Founders Lounge at Riverside Theatre. And oh boy, that means we have something on stage that you don't want to miss. And guess what? It's a one-man show, and I have the one man right here. James Van Valen, it's wonderful to see you.
Thank you, Marcia. It's great to see you.
Do you know, it is so much fun because I hear so many people talking about you. I don't know if they've just met you, or they've met your wife or your darling daughter, or they know all about your backstory. Could be because they heard our show. But it is so exciting to know that you are doing a one-man show, and you're going to tell all of our viewers exactly what it's like to be on stage all by yourself.
Yeah.
Is it a great thing for you in this Underneath the Lintel?
Oh, it's a great play, and this is a great challenge. This is a great place to be performing. It's just all great. It's exciting, and but it is a challenge. It's a real acting challenge for me, and so I'm excited to have this opportunity to do it.
But you know, I think you and I were talking just recently, and I mentioned the fact that people were saying, oh, it's just a one-man show. It's, you know, what does that mean? And then all of a sudden they saw the story, they saw you, and they think, oh, we can't miss it. Tell our viewers, if you will, give us a little, I know your backstory about you because you met your wonderful darling wife right here on stage at Riverside Theatre, am I correct?
That's right. Brenda and I met in 2004 doing the musical She Loves Me.
And as I said before, and she loved you.
Yeah, yeah.
And she still does with a beautiful, beautiful darling daughter that you have. But as a one-man show, is this difficult for you?
Yeah, in a lot of ways it is. Because the partner in the piece, really, as opposed to another actor, for this piece, it's the audience.
Yes.
And that's really specific, that this librarian is here for this one night to tell this audience that's here right now this specific story. So there's a certain amount of urgency to the piece and a certain amount of real connection between audience and character or actor, and so that's what's been the real challenge, to be rehearsing without that partner.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I can see you looking at the back of a chair or something and thinking, okay,
Right.
Respond to me. But that is so important. But I've often wondered, and I thought about this today before I came over to talk with you, as you're getting ready to walk out on that stage as a one-man performer, what is it that you are most concerned about?
I guess I'm most concerned about telling the story, being as truthful as I can to Glenn Berger's play, Underneath the Lintel, and Alan Cornell's vision as director, and what everybody's done to put this together so that we can make this one night be the event and the story that we've worked hard to tell.
Well, you know, I wish we had hours to talk about this, because I know just in talking with you previously, it's so fascinating. I want you to give kind of a little synopsis of the story itself, but also when we think about the Waxlax stage, it is so intimate. That whole theater is so intimate right here at Riverside Theatre. Tickets are available. We want everybody to know that right now. Go out there and get those tickets. You can go online, of course, riversidetheatre.com, and get the tickets. Be there. It opens on January the 27th. And runs through February. Actually, it'll run through February the 8th.
Right.
And you'll be on stage, you doing the one-man thing. Tell me what the gist of the story is.
Okay, so the story is about a librarian who's worked for many years in this library. He's lived a life alone, kept to himself, followed his daily routine for many years. And one day, as he's checking in one of the books that was left in the overnight slot from the night before, he's checking it back in, and he looks at the date, and he realizes that this book was checked out in 1873. So it's over 100 years overdue. And so that starts him on this quest to try and figure out who was this person that had this book out all this time. And he begins to find clues, and these clues take him, this person who was isolated and insulated all their lives, all over the world. And so he goes and travels all over the world, and then he finds himself having all of these clues, all of this, what he feels is evidence of something pretty miraculous, and now he's here to present it to the audience and to astound them with this.
Tina, this is so fascinating, because how many of us have had a book that oh, we forgot to check it in, or we forgot to turn it in, and I'm thinking, I'm going back and even envisioning my great-grandmother, you know, maybe having you going out there and trying to find out where this book came from. Do you want to tell us the name of the book that you found, that you're traveling all the world?
Well, it's a as he calls it, it's a Baedeker's travel guide that he finds, and then he starts to look through it, and he begins to find all sorts of, for him, really interesting clues that lead him on this amazing journey that changes his life.
Oh, sure, and of course will change all of our lives when we're right there in the Waxlax Theatre at this magnificent, beautiful Riverside Theatre. But I asked you previously too, Jim, and I thought it was so fascinating because you have not played this role before.
No, this is my first time,
And you're working with Alan Cornell, the greatest and the bestest.
Yeah, he's pretty wonderful.
Well, tell me about the set, because you're going all over the world.
Yeah, the set's really interesting. He's doing something that, I guess I won't give away too much, but he's, the idea of underneath the lintel, and the lintel is that, the top of the door frame.
Oh, yes.
And so there's this, and we've talked about this before, there's this kind of in-between space that Glenn Berger's play is talking about, that am I inside, am I outside, I'm on the threshold of something. And the theatrical space plays with that as well. This space in between, are we in an imaginary world? Are we here in the Waxlax Theatre, or are we both? And that's what Alan's set and his concept is, embracing that duality. Oh,
fantastic. Riverside Theatre, Waxlax Theatre, absolutely the most intimate, wonderful, wonderful experience to sit there in that auditorium. And as you explained to me, it's not theater in the round this time, it's more of a traditional, but you're playing to every single person out there. I can't wait to see you and see whose eye contact you're really making with.
Yeah.
Because that happens, doesn't it?
Oh, it's real specific, you know. Nobody should feel threatened that they'll be asked to come on stage, but that connection is real true. Yeah.
And you have not played this part before.
Nope.
And I always ask all of my guests when we talk here at Riverside Theatre, what's next for Jim Van Valen?
Oh, well, after this, I'm a college professor up in Iowa, and so I'm on sabbatical this semester. So
good for you.
Yeah, so we got to come down here to Florida from Iowa, and then we'll head on back after this is done and continue to be a college professor.
Oh, how lucky for us that you're here. One-man show on stage at the Waxlax Theatre right here at Riverside Theatre. Go online. It's called riversidetheatre.com. Can't miss it. Get those tickets. Be there January the 27th through February the 8th. Oh boy, this is going to be wonderful. Jim Van Valen, I'm not going to say it, because if you break your leg, we won't have the show.
Oh.
So don't break a leg, okay?
You got a deal.
All right.
Thanks
so much, and thanks for watching, everybody.